Bhavani, Usha Mishra, and Shushmita Sen. So a couple of board members are not here, but this has been a great work with all the board members and a lot of the volunteers, which they'll be recognized later. Thank you.
Thank you, Century College. And many of the witnesses are here, including Ramgara and Singh, many other former people that are associated with Seva. They are here, like Jyoti Sinha. You can get up, please acknowledge Jyoti Sinha. Long time pillars are with us. So we will mention them later on. Enabling change is not about vanquishing ignorant foes. It's all about recruiting and nurturing allies. Tom Peters' blinding flash of obvious number 9, he said that. Here, our critical work ahead has been to collaborate, build allies, and to work with them with the highest standards and deliver results, enhancing resources that we don't duplicate. We work with 35 different collaborators, and many of them are here today. We will be recognizing some of them later on. So, and then Margaret Mead said, never doubt a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. So we turn to each other, to our community, our regional agencies, our faith-based partnerships, for you all are the agents of change. Thank you.
Not only paying the money, but the volunteering, serving on the board, and spreading the message. Because many people do not know about Seva. So let's spread the word. Because many people are silent. As you know, in our community, the home issues are burning issues. Women do not come out and say what's going on. But Seva provides the platform to get this out without losing the privacy. They have helped many women. They have helped many people of the patient. They have helped many immigrants. So my appeal and urge to you all is, let's help Seva. And let's welcome the volunteers who have helped to put up this show, and also they are helping all over the place. Thank you.
Thank you, Seva. And what we have started, and we are at a defensive level. We have to go to the next higher level. All the help you need from all the groups are in for, and as you know, Connect India, we are ready to help you to take it to the next higher level. Thank you.
My name is Ravi Sagi. I am currently President of India Association of Minnesota. I am with Nash, Vice President of India Association of Minnesota. We are happy to participate in this Seva annual gala event. We have been associated with Seva for last few years, and we know Seva is doing wonderful job in domestic violence victims and health clinics and supporting all the Asian population here, which is, Indian population is the second largest Asian population. So our mission is also India Association mission, also supporting and having an umbrella organization for our Indian diaspora. So our mission kind of goes hand in hand with Seva's mission also. So I would like to give it to Nash
And I think our association with Sewa has been long, and then Raj Auntie has also been on the India Association board for a really long time. We go hand in hand when it comes to women's program or supporting, what is our strategic mission with India Association as well. So we wish Sewa all the best, and we want to continue the partnership we have with Sewa.
Thank you.
So the recent outcomes of all this is advocacy with Legislature, Council of Pacific Islanders, CAPM is here. They were lead agency in leading us to witness on the bill that they introduced. We are very thankful for that. The outcomes have been great. We have been able to assist housing for exploited women. It's a pilot project. It does need more funding, but the work is continued, and Sewa has referred about 4 to 5 women. So then on your table you'll see some surveys for victim services. Please do fill out, understand what they are, what services are available in the community. Sewa can help with that. There are a couple other agencies from Department of Human Services are assigned with those projects. We can get assistance for those. But I'm going to go back again. We didn't touch the MDH initiative on safe harbor, and then we have another project for unintentional injuries. That's a very, very serious matter in our community. It involves unintentional injuries due to mental health issues. No one does this intentionally, but it happens. It happens with the stress in our community. Our community is facing so much under the new executive order. So we have resources, we are building resources, our staff is being trained to handle calls. Last week I received another crisis call. The kid just said, my family is dysfunctional, how do I deal with them? So here, then he comes in and we are able to assist them, calm them down, comfort them that they have a place here to continue their dialogue with them.
Face in navigating domestic violence in the US. So this summer, what we tried to do was we did in-depth studies with women who had experienced domestic violence and at some point had sought Sewa help. We did go through an IRB process because this was, of course, something that was very personal, and we wanted to follow the protocols. Again, women in our study ranged from 24 to 70 years old who had experienced or were experiencing ongoing domestic violence. We defined domestic violence in ways that were all-encompassing in nature, so it wasn't just physical, but it was psychosocial, emotional, financial, and all of that. Now I will talk about, perhaps it is important to underscore that all participants in our study had at least a master's degree as a terminal degree, and when I presented this research, or we presented this research at a national venue, people found that shocking because obviously that wasn't sort of the expected norm. Now, also the immigration status varied from spousal visa to US citizenship, so there was a range. The major findings, of course, which are consistent with the general literature, not just in the US, but also studies that have been done out of the UK and Canada, wherever there is a larger concentration of the diaspora. Our findings were social isolation. Women experience social isolation, both during these episodes of or experience of violence. There was emotional and physical abuse, so abuse really ranged on the continuum. High social stigma. Even when women knew and they were aware and they had the means, most of them were bound by the norms of social stigma and sort of the social cost that they had to pay in sort of acknowledging this violence or trying to mitigate the violence. Legal and immigration related barriers. A lot of women reported that they were dependent on their spouses for their status, their legal status in the US, and that was a great barrier in seeking services. Lack of access to culturally relevant counseling services, that was consistent, persistent in the study, and that really highlights why Sewa is so important and so pivotal in the study. Respondents often talked about the disconnect that they felt culturally when they reported violence or tried to seek services with mainstream organizations. And finally, lack of financial resources, which perhaps is not very surprising, and this was a huge barrier to. So when we design services, this is something both in terms of accessing basically just even talking to a lawyer sometimes requires a basic fee that most of these women without access to finance don't have. So these were some of our major findings. Cody and I are working on taking this research further. We've already presented at some national conferences, and we're going to continue to do this work. But I think what makes this work really seminal and pivotal, this is the first study that has been done here, at least in the Minnesota context, with women of South Asian origin here in Minnesota, and trying to understand their lived experiences with domestic violence. Thank you.
And I say cursed because it is a curse. It is a real curse to be on an H-4 visa. It is a dependent visa, and it prohibits women to work. They become socially isolated and face a lot of abuse and other issues. And also conditional green cards. So this is the story of those women.
You know what? I am concerned. I have mixed feelings. See, we spend all our money in educating our daughters to make them independent. And now we have to pay dowry, and this Vikas's parents' never-ending demands. How will we pay back the loan? And we have 2 more daughters. Arun, I really wish we had sons instead. Ab to Bhagwan hi Malik hai. Only God will help us.
God will help us, Neelam.
I was just thinking, can we have a joint account so that if I need something, I can get it by myself? What do you think?
Oh, my sweet Khushbu. I don't think we need a joint account. I'm always going to be there with you when you go out. You don't have to worry about anything. Anyway, you are not working, and I'm the one who manages the finances. I'll take care of all your needs. You don't have to worry. You know how much I love you.
Oh, Vikas, you are the best. I love you too.
Okay, I'll catch you in some time.
Oh, yeah.
Khushbu calls her friend in India, talking about how she's in so much love with Vikas and how Vikas loves her more than she ever could imagine.
Hello. Hi, Reena. How are you? Oh, Reena, I'm so good. Yeah. Vikas is a wonderful person. I feel so lucky. Yeah. He takes great care of me. Okay, tell me about you. Any plan for marriage? Are you seeing somebody? Don't tell me. Okay. Reena, you know what? I think you should get married and come to United States. It would be so much fun over here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will catch you later. Bye. Bye.
Six months later, the honeymoon period is over. Vikas comes back from work and looks very upset.
This is what you call chat? This is what your stupid mother taught you? Like mother, like daughter?
I'm sorry, Vikas. I should call us a cup of tea, but don't call my private mother name.
Get out from here. You are good for nothing. There were so many rich and beautiful girls that I could have married. And their parents were offering me bigger dowry as well. But I was fool and married you. You had been rotting in your parents' house if I had not married you.
That's not true, Vikas. Even
talk that to me. You better call your father right away and ask $25,000 for the down payment of the house. And if you don't, I can have you deported back to India. You are here because I brought you here. I'll send you back and you will rot in your parent house. So better call now.
The abuse gets worse. Oh God, what should I do? My parents don't have that kind of money. My father already has a big loan to pay off. I have 2 more sisters. I don't want to be a burden on them. How can I tell them what Vikas is actually doing to me? I don't have any friends of my own. I can't drive. I can't work. I am on a dependent visa. I don't have any money. I think I have no choice but to tell my parents and tell them that I want to come back home and get out of this marriage. I can't take this abuse anymore. I want to kill myself.
सुनते हैं खुशबू फोन कर रही है खुशबू इज कॉलिंग हेलो बेटा
हेलो मॉम
हाउ आर यू
पापा कैसे हैं
ठीक है सब ठीक है तुम कैसी हो
ठीक नहीं हूँ
हैं? क्या हुआ
I'm not good, Mom.
What happened?
Mom beats me every day.
Oh God.
He abuses me every day. He's not the person who we have brought up, Mom.
Oh बेटा
I want to go home. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I want to come home, Mom.
बेटा listen oh बेटा I am shocked to hear this. I never thought that it would be like this. I never thought. I totally understand what your situation is, beta, but you need to understand our situation too. Coming back is not an option, beta. हमारी इज्जत मिट्टी में मिल जाएगी, बेटा. हम मुंह कैसे दिखाएंगे? How will we show our face to the society, beta? And you're forgetting you have 2 more sisters. We have to get them married, beta. If you come, nobody will marry them, beta. And your poor father, he already has high blood pressure. He will have a heart attack, beta.
Mom, he's seen another woman, Mom. He's seen another woman.
Oh, beta. Beta, in our culture, once your daughter is married, their place is with their husband. Beta, pati parmeshwar hota hai, beta. Husbands are like God. You have to worship them. You have to do everything to make them happy. You have to adjust. Don't you see me and your grandma still adjusting? Beta, listen, beta, listen. I have a great idea. You and Vikas should have a baby. All your problems will go away. Believe in me, beta. And if you have a son, अरे वो तो सोने में सुहागा होगा. Your in-laws will be so happy. Believe me, beta. Believe me, you have to. Are you listening? Beta, are you listening? Coming back is not an option, beta. You have to adjust. You have to make it work.
Program tomorrow in our apartment complex. Sewa provides services to South Asian population, so you should come.
I will try.
Okay, I'm going. It will be fun.
Okay.
And you'll get a chance to meet new people.
Okay.
Alright, see you then. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Khushbu goes to the chai and chat session in her apartment complex party house and grabs a Seva card. Khushbu calls for help.
Is this Seva? I need help.
years later, understanding and trusting Khushbu was one of the most important things that Sewa did to create safety for her and help make her decision to leave home a bit easier. Khushbu now celebrates where she is in life. She has accomplished all the things that she wanted. She got her green card through the Violence Against Women's Act. She is going to school. She is working, living independently, and very proud of all that she has achieved since that first call for help to Sewa. Sewa played a pivotal role in providing culturally informed and linguistically appropriate services to Khushbu. Khushbu now feels safe and like a new person.
Thank you, Sewa.
United team to the stage here, please, to accept our token of thanks and start collaborative community and agency. They have been able to get us even a bed when the whole shelter was full. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate their support, teaching.
Thank you, Raj. On behalf of my colleagues, I just want to say it's an honor to be here tonight and to work alongside Sewa. AWAM and Sewa have been partners and sister organizations for years, and I'm so happy that this will continue. So I hope that everyone here supports Sewa because they are a critical part of our community. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite Neelam Singh. Please come. Neelam Singh has been one of the pillars for Sewa ever since its inception. She has been supportive, direct services. Neelam and Arun. Arun has also been a collaborative partner for taking on the men's issues. He's done a wonderful job with many of the families. We really appreciate it. But I'd like to recognize today Neelam, a great friend, an advocate, and a great volunteer. Here's Neelam. This is the trophy.
I serve the underserved community, so I got him to my clinic and we did a biopsy, and he has an autoimmune disorder. So he needs to be on a steroid. He does not need to be on antibiotics. So there is a need for the health for the people, and we know that in this country, having affordable access to the healthcare is the hardest thing to get. So I think Sewa is doing such a great job, such an awesome job. So kudos to you guys. I'm just doing a little part of the pie. So keep up the great work, and thank you for inviting me.
It's really a great privilege for me to, recognize these young girls who are, who have dedicated more than 5 years in our health clinic. Once a month, they will, they're always there, and they help register patients, and now they're learning to do, get involved with, learn how to take blood pressure. And so, it's amazing. They're academically excellent students. They participate in all kinds of activities, and yet they have such a dedication to the Sewa. And, I am so, it is such a great privilege for me to present this on behalf of the board. And so now I'd like Nitya Alori to come up, and I'd like to present you with a certificate. And, okay. and Harsheen Batra, please come up. And so this is to thank you for your such a hard work. Thank you for volunteering so You know, we always welcome more volunteers. The foundation of this organization is volunteers, and so you're all welcome. And thank you for your support on behalf of the board. So thank you guys.
Asked me why tribute to Sri Devi in a Seva function. Now, everybody knows Sri Devi. She was a legend, and growing up in the 80s and the 90s, let's not date ourselves too much over here, but she was one of the most passionate and talented actress that was there. When I look at Sri Devi's passion, I can associate that with everything Rajanti has done in her life because she's so passionate about it.
for us since a couple of years. We are going to honor Pallavi.
Pallavi has been a good support for our clinics. She's a registered nurse and we depend on her for her services. I really appreciate it. Thank you for this. All these years, they have been incredibly great help to us, an asset. Thank you, Judy. I'll give you a certificate. And because of the number of collaborations, Mrs. Sushila Shah is an advisory committee, a volunteer and advocate, trained in domestic violence 101. You are the star volunteer. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajanti. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all our volunteers and the board members and the guests. We apologize, our program got a little longer than we anticipated, but it always happens. Last but not the least, we have this wonderful Guru Jawans of Minnesota Punjabi Society, and the Sikh Society of Minnesota is proud to present Nach De Punjab. I want you to come over here. So Bhangra is a Punjabi folk dance performed with the accompaniment of the tradition Dol.